Yosemite Sam back with the blind life. Do do do.
There you go. That'll be the intro. Hey guys, it's Sam with The Blind Life. Thank you very much for coming back. I am joined here with my nephew. This is Aaron, and he is the son of my sister Tawny. He is the second son. You guys may remember I actually spoke with his brother Dylan many years ago, actually, and talking about growing up with a visually impaired parent. And so finally, I got the chance to talk to Aaron about the same topic, except that he actually has two visually impaired parents. My sister Tawny has the same vision impairment I do, Stargardt's disease, but his father also has a vision impairment, although it's not as severe. So, of course, the first question, Aaron, has got to be, how was it growing up with two visually impaired parents?
Well, first of all, my dad couldn't drive for like the first half of my life, so we had to get other options to like let us drive. So, first half of my life, Dylan was there, so he could drive us most of the time. So I don't really remember much before Dylan turned 16 that much, so I don't know how we got through. But
and we should mention that Aaron's dad got hooked up with the Optic Driving program. And so that's what he means. He eventually was able to drive. Talking about driving, what about other aspects of growing up?
Well, my mom, it's not the best experience, this whole parents blind thing. So I'd be in my room doing something, and my mom would yell for my name, and I'd come in there and she'd want me to read 3 scenes of a show she was watching, just of subtitles of someone talking in a different language or just anything. So I have to stop what I'm doing a lot.
Yeah. I asked Dylan this too. Was it strange having visually impaired parents, as far as, were you embarrassed at all? Your friends find out about it, or you're out and about and you have to help read the prices on grocery items or things like that?
No, I wasn't really embarrassed. The only thing that would somewhat embarrass me, and even then it really didn't, was recently my friend Cersei came over, and he saw the chairs were so close to the TV, and I asked him, or he asked me, who sits that close to the TV? And I was like, yeah, my mom and dad have low vision, so they have to sit pretty close. And they're like, oh, is that a burden on you? I'm like, a little bit.
And you had mentioned about driving. In the times that your parents, your dad wasn't driving, and of course your mom's never been able to drive, was that strange growing up, or was that different?
Honestly, I can't really remember of how we got around, like I said. So, I don't know. I always remember thinking when I was younger that all women can't drive just because my mom couldn't drive. So, but now I think that, but even then, when I would see a girl driving, I'd be like, boy, what's going on here?
So, but of course, that's not true now.
Yeah.
Rachel's been driving us around all week, I wonder if Skylar kind of thinks that. My daughter Skylar thinks, she goes with her friends and her friend's dad is driving. I wonder if she thinks, this is weird, a guy is driving a car? Mm-hmm. That's funny.
Even then, sometimes, when my dad, with his Optic Driving, he has, these big yellow glasses with telescopes in them, making him look like a robot. And I always wonder what people think when they just drive by and he has that's on his glasses.
Yeah.
Or on his head.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to learn more about the Optic Driving, we just did, his mom, Tawny, and I did a live stream last night, actually. So you can check on my channel for that, and or if you search Optic Driving, it's in the title, so you should be able to find that. A lot of interesting information about that. So then, since your dad does drive, it probably wasn't too much pressure on you to hurry up and get your license, because you're the only driver in the house, so that probably wasn't too bad, huh?
Yeah, when I was 15, we drove a little, there's this Kiwanis, where they had the fair every year in Andalusia, and we would drive around there, around the parking lot, and that was I would only drive 15, and I was scared to drive on the main roads then, but I remember we were there and there's these 3 cops and the cops pulled us over and asked, "You learn to drive?" But when we pulled up, I pushed every window that was not mine down, so the windows just kept going down and mine was staying up. That one was embarrassing. But yeah, so yeah, there was no pressure. Trying to get my license, but I eventually did, and so now it helps my dad if it starts to turn dark, I can drive in the dark because he's not allowed to drive in the dark.
Right, he's got the restrictions. Yeah. So the cops were cool. They're you just learning how to drive. Yeah, because they live in kind of a small town, so it's a little bit more lenient there. But that's cool.
So my friend Blake, it was back. I think when he first started, like, had a string when he just came over like every weekend, and my dad couldn't go and get him, and I think Dylan was already moved out by then. So it was kind of hard, and his parents would have to bring him to my house, so that and his parents are really busy, so a lot of times he couldn't come over, and that really made me mad. And I remember him asking, "Why can't your parents just come get me?" I was like, and I remember not telling him. I think I told a lie, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I know that's tough. I know my kids have missed out on a lot of things because we couldn't drive, or because I couldn't drive. Maybe my wife was at work, and so mainly Skylar couldn't go do something because I couldn't take her, or I couldn't go pick up the friends. So yeah, I can see how that would be tough. And
even big cities, like when we went to Texas to go visit Aunt Betty, we try to go around all the big cities because he doesn't like driving in big cities. Yeah. So we got on, like, I think it was like Interstate 40 or something, and we were like 10 miles away from Austin, so we were freaking out. And it was like a lot of road construction, so we were freaking out.
Because Austin's a big city. Yeah. So in those situations, do you help drive, or do you just help navigate? You jump up there and
usually when we know that we're about to get on a busy road or something, my mom makes me get in the front, so I help them out. Like when we went to Nashville the other day.
You can focus on the road and you can look for signs and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So you mentioned needing to read subtitles on TV shows and things like that. I know you and your mom play video games together, right?
Yeah. Well, Dylan and my mom did it a lot when he was younger, and they were playing horror games when Dylan was like 5. And so I don't know if that ever made Dylan like horror games more, or did it freak him out in them? I never asked him that, but I'm not a very big horror person. I will play a good horror game every now and again, but mainly we play games like Uncharted or just
action games.
Yeah, action games that have good stories. We don't play any online games. So yeah, I have to read her everything I'm seeing, and she always makes me if I need to loot like a building or something, she makes me look every nook and cranny in that room.
Well, that's kind of cool though that you guys can do that. So do you play the game and she's kind of watching
Yeah, she watches it kind of like a movie.
Yeah. Well, that's cool that you guys can do that together, because she probably wouldn't be able to play it by herself, right?
Well, one time there's this Resident Evil demo I got on the PlayStation, and I was playing it in the back of the room with the controller, and she's like, "It doesn't seem that scary." So I said, "Oh, you try then." And she was playing it, and she was looking at the TV, and she's like, "Okay, now it's a lot scarier when you're playing it."
Oh yeah. When you're controlling it.
Especially when she's so close to the TV, if something jumps out on her, she's just gonna have a bigger jump.
Oh yeah. Has she tried the VR stuff? Because they brought a VR system, and we were playing VR games the other day. Do they work for her? Or?
Yeah, when we first got it, I put her in that Shark Tank that Skylar was in, and she could see it, and she thought it was the coolest thing ever. She loved it.
Yeah.
So I guess she could see stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I played it too. All right. Well, thank you very much, Aaron, for answering some questions. You can find Aaron at, what's your Twitter handle?
Follow me, Aaron366 on Instagram.
There you go. 366 Instagram.
It'll be right here too.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks, guys. If you have any questions for me, as always, leave them down below. I'll do my best to help out. If you like the video, be sure to hit the like button.
Yeah.
And don't forget to subscribe. Stay up to date with all the videos coming out in the future. Thank you, Sam and Aaron. We'll see you next time. And so we're going to talk about that. Aaron, thank you very much. What's up?